It is the Brilliant Show. A little bit of a late edition of the Brilliant Show, but I'm Scott Brilliant. I have my buddy John Hassinger, and a little later on, I think we're going to be joined by our third member of the Brilliant Show, who's sometimes here, sometimes there, comedian Chris Freed. So
He's the elusive member.
the elusive. Well, plus, I mean, he's on he's over in California, so he's on a different time zone, and he does different things. I mean, I used to get texts from Chris even when he lived in Allentown. I used to get texts from him at like 3 in the morning, and it would be like just like not even a drunk text, but like, "Hey, so I was thinking about this," and like I don't think I don't think the guy sleeps. I think he's one of these guys that sleep at like 5, 6 in the morning and sleeps till maybe like 1 in the afternoon, and then he's up. Very different schedule than me.
Yeah, right. Me too. That's how my buddy Matt Clark is out there. And he has one mutual friend with our good friend Chris.
Okay.
They actually have a Facebook mutual friend.
Really? He's
out in Los Angeles, and yeah, dude, he like doesn't stop.
Just keeps
nonstop. Yeah.
And he's a comedian too, right? You said?
Yeah, I actually narrated a sketch that they filmed about Frankenberry. Frankenberry having all this fame in the 80s, and then it all came crashing down, and he became like a drug addict, and now he's like on the road to recovery.
Frankenberry, the cereal guy, like Count Chocula?
Yeah, like the pink Frankenstein cartoon.
You know what? I searched. It might have been when we were living together, but I went on this kick where I was like, Frankenberry. I remember from when I was a kid, like Blueberry, or no, what was the Blueberry? Booberry, I guess.
Booberry and Count Chocula.
Dude, I was on this kick for maybe like a year or so, where all I bought at the grocery store was Booberry and Frankenberry cereal, and then I would mix the two. So I did strawberry, blueberry, marshmallow cereal, and it was amazing.
Oh, it's so wonderful.
Oh, the best cereal ever. Because I think, did it go away for a while, or just I stopped buying it for like 30 years because I was an adult?
I feel like one of them got the axe. Like, I feel like either Booberry or Frankenberry got, like, suspended for, like, a decade. But now I think they're all back.
They got resurrected.
Yeah, and I think that was, like, the basis for, like, the sketch that these guys did. Like, in the 80s, the cereal was huge, and then, like, for a while, it just, like, disappeared. But now it's back. Killing our children again.
Ben just ate 2 bowls of Fruit Loops after he wanted dessert, so he had 2 bowls of Fruit Loops. And I was really jealous, because here I am, like, I mean, I wasn't eating anything, like, bad, but I had, like, a turkey taco, which is actually pretty good. But I'm watching him eat, like, 3 bowls of Fruit Loops, and I'm like, God, if I could eat Fruit Loops at night and just be okay and not gain like 5 pounds by the next day, have rotting teeth, 3 cavities.
I know, like all those teeth in his head, he can just destroy them because they're going away anyway.
Yeah, he's gonna lose them anyway.
Like, who cares? Rot away. Yeah. So lucky.
Oh, it's funny. So how you been, John? You have a good weekend?
Yeah, I've been good. I had a chance to review our Super Bowl picks, the prediction and the actual the prop bets.
You reviewed? Wow, you did some research then, huh?
Yeah, I was listening to the last show because I wanted to talk about how close we got to predicting a lot of things. Like I said, and this would be so crazy and so ironic if Marshawn Lynch becomes MVP of the Super Bowl. And there is some crazy conspiracy theorists that think that they didn't want Marshawn Lynch to be the MVP of the Super Bowl, and that's why they didn't run it when they were like first and goal. The game on the line.
Yeah.
Oh!
I heard that too. You know what? There's conspiracy theories about everything that's ever happened in this world. And I think something like that, when I heard it, it makes sense. But to me, if you're a head coach and your job is on the line, you're going to do everything you can to win. And because Marshawn Lynch gave gives half-assed interviews, didn't want to talk to the media, I guess that was the theory, was that they didn't want him to be the MVP because he would give a horrible, interview after the game.
He'd be going to Disney World. Like, imagine what he would do with that. Like, it'd be such a hard thing to get him to do.
Well, you know what? I think he would do that because supposedly Marshawn Lynch is all about
fun.
Yeah, he's all about
He's here to have fun.
He's here to have fun, but I mean, he's got like this charity. That's the only thing he talks about is his charity, and I think he truly enjoys. I don't know the guy, but like working with kids. So I think if it had anything to do with Disney World and like being a kid type thing, I think he would do that.
He would embrace.
It would embrace. But as far as giving a post game interview, if he's the MVP, I don't know how that would turn out. But he may surprise you. Maybe he's so happy that they won the Super Bowl, he'd actually give a normal interview. I mean, what do you. So I don't know.
It sounds a little funny, but you never know.
Don't you think Pete Carroll, the goal of the game was to win despite,
Did you see the look on his face when he noticed that it was intercepted?
Yeah, well, it just kept on.
He was like,
he was chewing his gum at rapid fire, rapid speed.
There were sparks flying out of his teeth. He was chewing that gum, and he like threw his headset off and literally looked like he was going to cry.
I would be too. Now,
Sherman, what's his name? Yes,
that was him. Yeah,
dude, they're saying it was like the dumbest play call ever.
Yeah. Why are you eating?
Sorry.
What are you eating now? Cheez-Its?
A grape.
Oh, God, you eat while you're. It's like every rule that's ever meant to be about like talking like to the public, you break, John.
I know, that's why I'm great. So I predicted.
Oh man.
I predicted Seahawks would win 23-21. You predicted the Patriots would win 28-21. You were 3 points off.
3 points off. There's got to be something.
Isn't that amazing?
Yeah, you know what? I always had in the back of my mind. I'm no expert by any means. That's why I don't do fantasy football or anything because I have no stats or anything. So I was picking a little bit at random. I did know that Brady was going to win somehow, and just by sheer luck, he won. I mean, if they would have scored, the Seahawks, but how many seconds would have been left if the Seahawks scored on that second down instead of throwing it? They gave it to Lynch. He ran in. There would still be like 45 seconds left, right? I think it was 51 seconds when they threw the interception. Is that correct?
Thought there was like only 20 seconds left.
Oh, really?
They just kept running down. It was so strange.
I thought it was longer than that because even 20 seconds, you give Brady 20 seconds. I mean, he can make things happen. So you never know with him. Seahawks could have scored, and then Patriots could have came back and won it with no seconds left, and it would have been the best game ever, at least that I've seen.
I mean, it was crazy with that catch that bounced off the guy's body. Everybody thought it was incomplete. And then all of a sudden, it's like first down and almost goal.
That catch was awesome.
Yeah, that was insane. He stayed focused the whole time.
Yeah, that was a luck. That was a luck.
But I mean, Brady did still throw 4 touchdowns.
That's the thing. He's just so cool and calm and whatever. I'm sick of him. I hope next year there's a new team. There's 2 new teams because just done with the Seahawks. I'm done with the whole Lynch stuff. Richard Sherman. Yeah. I'm done with Tom Brady. There's got to be like, as much as I want to say, the Eagles and I don't know, some other team that we haven't seen. I mean, the Jets would be nice, but I doubt that's going to happen. I think the Eagles probably have the best chance next year, don't you think? Out of any of the teams in the tri-state area.
It all depends on how Foles can do and bounce back from the injury. But you even said that. You were like Russell Wilson, everybody, he's great and everything, but he looked real shaky against the Packers. And what happened? Yeah. He only threw 1 interception, but it was the most costly interception of his career.
Yep. Yeah, that was just a bad play call. And I don't know the reason for that. I don't know if Pete Carroll knows the reason for that, but I don't understand why you would think of throwing it into such a cluster. A cluster.
McGillicuddy.
Like there's nowhere to go when you're
Aruba. A brouhaha.
Assalamu alaikum.
I did predict that Belichick would wear the blue hoodie.
Yes, you did. Yeah, you were right.
I didn't hear them say deflated balls, but I just wasn't listening that intently to
Same with me. And I didn't hear the Katy Perry mentions, although with Katy Perry, I think we might have won some. I predicted that leotard, and she did win leotard.
Yeah, and I said it would be red, and I mean, it was fire. It was like Bam Bam Bigelow's leotard from
Yes.
All flames.
I think she could have done better. We were texting because we were both expecting those monsters to.
Yeah, they were a little too covered.
Oh, Chris is calling in. Here, should we?
All right.
Here, let's answer this. Christopher Freed?
Hello?
Chris. John, are you there? All right. So after a few technical difficulties and me punching a hole in the wall for my recorder not working, we are back.
Son of a bitch.
You might have not realized that we were gone, but we were gone, and we had a whole discussion about 90s music, a really good discussion about 90s music, but also about the Beatles, about Nirvana, and just about music in general. And I realized, I don't know why it dawned on me, but I thought to look in my recorder to see if it was recording, and sure enough, it wasn't. So we're back with The Brilliant Show, and I think we can blame this on Chris Freed, who just joined us.
Welcome.
Oh, and now here's Ben saying, come here, Ben. So thanks, Chris. Now, John and Chris, why don't you kind of say goodnight to my son?
Well, can I just say... Oh, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
No, you guys talk. I'm just gonna say goodnight to Ben.
Well, can I just say that I'm a little disappointed that we're not on video as well as audio tonight, because I kept my nice suit on that I have, not a full suit, but I normally don't even wear a coat, so I had to wear a suit jacket today, and I kept it on so I could impress you guys on Skype. So I'm a little upset that I don't get to.
I appreciate the effort.
Wow. So are you still wearing it, or did you take it off?
No, I'm still wearing it because I want to feel cool for the night. But so I never get to do this. But I got that hosting job thing, so now I have to
nice.
3 nights a week. 3 nights a week I have to like look fancy-ish.
Excellent. Congrats, man. So tell us about this, and then we probably missed the whole Katy Perry thing. We had a lot of good discussion going on that wasn't recorded.
Yeah, you really blew it.
I know, I did. Well, this just means we'll have to make this a whole lot better than what we just talked about, because, I mean, we're not one-trick ponies. We can come up with more engaging material, right?
Yeah. Let's go.
No,
so go ahead.
Katy Perry talk.
Oh, God. Let's just think about her boobs for a second.
Okay, well, basically what it comes down to is you're going to hear me roar on TV.
Oh! Creating some fireworks, huh?
I kissed a girl.
Did you like it?
And I liked it.
Oh,
I hated it.
So what are you doing? Are you on a real TV station, or like Telemundo, or are you on a...
I'm on the
Univision. What's going on?
It's called the Lip TV, and it's a web newsy thing. The Lip TV, and it's
like
they've had
your lips.
They've had a bunch of decent interviews and people on there and stuff. So it's it's building, but it's somewhat notable, I guess. But they hired a bunch of new anchors, so I have to like actually read and talk about like actual news besides just goofy stuff.
That's awesome.
Which is intimidating.
So who's fronting this? Like, is it just somebody's like idea, and they're like, yeah, we want to get some people on board, or it's like,
they've been on for a couple of years, but it's the dude. He was the manager of the Counting Crows or something. And then he got out of the
music. 90s music.
Yeah. And he decided that he wanted to, make an impact in the world and try to have thought-provoking news. So he started this little channel that he says later in the year they're hoping for, a big backer that can lead to bigger and better things. So
is he making? Do you have advertisers on there? Is he making?
Yeah. There's all sorts of, it's legitimate.
I bet.
It's a job. It'll pay the rent.
Really? So
that's awesome.
So maybe you need to have John and I on there. Can you have special guests, John and Scott?
Probably, yes.
Yeah, that could be your story.
Yeah, we're allowed to. We're supposed to reach out to. I mean, depending on whatever story, we're supposed to try to get people on for interviews or comments and stuff.
Let's do it. I'm free all day.
You never know.
Yeah, just give me the good word, Chris.
I'm gonna do an unemployment update, and I'll be like, "We go to my friend Scotty."
Well, I just made breakfast. And now I'm planning out lunch. You're going to have a snack in between. Maybe go from the table to the couch and then back and see if the chew is on.
Yeah.
Ben and I are on our 5th episode of Curious George.
Are we watching Steve Harvey marathons?
Oh, I love Steve Harvey.
Oh, man. He's the worst.
Family Feud or the talk show?
Oh, the talk show. I don't know what's worse, Steve Harvey on the talk show or Steve Harvey on Family Feud.
Family Feud's pretty funny because he actually calls people out for being real dumb, and I like when especially when it's a black family, because he feels like he's allowed to take liberties, and he'll
Let 'em
start
have
calling
it.
them out. He'll start saying like just funny stuff that would be inappropriate if like Richard Dawson did it.
Well, isn't this like a death wish for him? Because haven't like the past Family Feud hosts died? Like, isn't there like a curse on the Family Feud hosts? Or...
What?
That's
No?
true.
Al Borland died?
They don't always die, but like something bad happens. Like
Yeah.
Louis Anderson got that like sex scandal where he was offering things to comedians and but secretly gay, like trying to get like something from him. I forget.
Well, look at him. I
Oh.
mean, he's not. Yeah.
Yeah, he's not all there. He's like,
No.
he is quite like I don't know. He looks like
Let's see if it's on the survey.
like a human dummy.
It's like a Stay Puft Marshmallow Man.
Yeah.
Jesus. Yeah, he's like,
Yeah, but then Al Borland was the host. Did he die?
I don't think so.
he might be the exception.
Dennis Haskins?
No, that's Principal Belding.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
His,
Looks like
Hey, what is going on here?
Did you see that skit, that Fallon skit? I mean, it looks like
yeah, I love
That was tremendous.
Mr.
good.
Belding put on quite a few pounds. I wonder if he ate Screech and Lisa Turtle. Did he eat them? Is that why
He
they were there?
looked when he strode in there in that black suit. He looked like a killer whale.
Dude,
Yeah.
as you get older, shouldn't you be like slimming down? Isn't that like the natural progression of things? Because you don't really see a lot of like real fat old people. I guess he's not that old, but like he looked like he was like triple the size, man. He like they squeezed him into that suit.
Yeah.
Yeah, he looks like the type that when he was on the show, he was like trying to like be fit, and he was going to the gym, and then so he looks like the type that should be fat, and then he
Yeah.
made a really good effort not to be on the show. And then when
Right,
the
just
show
like-
ended, he just decided like I'm gonna sit at home and be what I was made to be.
A whale of a man. Two
By the
lines.
way, Richard Karn is Al Borland.
Ah, Richard Karn.
Yep.
He's still alive, right?
I believe so. Yes.
But John, you saw that sketch. You saw the skit, right?
There was two lines from it that I laughed out loud when Zach Morris goes, "I got Kelly Kapowski pregnant," and he goes, "That's almost as crazy as Jesse becoming a stripper." Dude, they all looked the exact same
You could tell,
I know,
except for
such-
Belding.
except for Belding. Zach, you could tell like he's covered up a lot of makeup. He looked like he aged. But AC Slater and like the two girls look exactly the same. I mean,
Oh,
AC Slater. I mean, maybe because the guy works out every second that he's not on TV.
yeah.
exactly
like in better
the
shape.
same. Oh yeah, totally. And I thought it was. I mean, it was a good skit. Like, and I was googling why. You know, I guess Screech just got arrested for pulling a knife on someone.
And he's in a porno.
Yeah, he's a mess. And did you see, if you Google Lark Voorhees, who played Lisa Turtle,
Plastic surgery.
is that what it is? She looks like she
Yeah.
got, like, ran over, like, back and Her face,
What?
so...
Well, I didn't
Google
say it was an
Google it now.
expensive surgery.
Google it now, John. You're at your
I
computer.
am.
Google Lark Voorhees, and the first couple pictures that come up.
I thought she was hot. Whoa. What? She looks Chinese. Or Asian of some sort. She has. Oh my God, the squinted eyes. What is up with that?
So, yeah, something's not right there.
Lark Voorhees. First of all, what is with that name? Lark.
Right? She's related to Jason now.
Related to Jason.
She looks like Jason Voorhees. Have they pulled his ass from the
she
page?
looks like Jason Voorhees.
Yeah, she is messed up. Look, hang on one second. We have a big problem going on here. My son can't find his turtle that he needs to go to bed, so I'm going to put down the headphones for 1 second. Talk amongst yourselves, all right? Talk amongst yourselves.
Here's the topic. What
SNL.
was your favorite toy growing up that you couldn't find? Discuss.
That you couldn't find?
You know, like there was always that one toy. If you lost it, like the world would stop. I guess I had like
yeah, the
those.
stuffed bear.
A stuffed bear, just like a regular teddy bear.
His name was just Brown Bear. One time on vacation, we left Brown Bear in the hotel, and I freaked out on like
Uh-oh.
the trip home or something. and somehow or another they like called the thing to see if it was still in the room, like on the way to the airport, and somehow they like shipped it back to us because I
Wow. Something like that wouldn't happen today. Mail it back to us, please. Oh yeah, sure. It'll be in the dumpster.
Yeah, its head's off now. Its head fell off since though. So at some point, I just gave up. I think maybe around age 11, I was like, enough with the bear.
Yeah, enough with the stuffed animals. I'm a man now. I'm 11. Okay, no more Teddy.
So are we going to wait till next week for me to tell my embarrassing, awkward, anxiety girl stories, or no?
No, I think we should talk about them right now. Scott, don't you?
I'm back. You called me just the right time. And just a little update. The turtle search, no success. I don't know where the turtle is. So if you guys can provide any insight as to where Ben's turtle is, please do it now.
We're still looking for Lisa Turtle.
Oh,
great tie in there.
Clark Voorhees.
Yeah, there you go. So what are we on now? What are we talking about? I missed.
Chris.
Oh, I was
take the reins.
I was questioning to see if you guys wanted to hear my awkward, embarrassing, anxiety girl stories or not. Now, or is that a whole nother week?
Oh, well, I don't know. I know you had texted me about an idea that you had. We actually mentioned it on the last show because we got excited and we thought, this could work somehow. Because I don't know a lot of your exes. I know girls that you were trying to make your ex is, and I know one that was your ex. Maybe, and I know one that you hooked up with. So yeah, I think I have a good idea, and I think if we could get some of them on Skype, that would be awesome. And I have one in mind by the name of Alicia, who I think would have a fun time with this.
She would. She'd have a ball.
We would have to put the explicit, the E for explicit after that episode, because she's she's off the wall.
I might have to even hold the right to, like, if she says something that I don't.
You can dump her. Yeah,
I might have to like have editing privileges on that. But I mean, generally, I don't care about whatever. So.
Well, but you never know. So yeah,
you never know.
Should give them that,
because
Scott.
what I meant was that she might try, because it's like, a show. She might try to like be extra funny and like start saying things that like aren't true or don't. So it could go either way with her. But she's a good sport and funny. But
it's just crazy.
You know what's funny about her? Not to go off topic, but I ran a Spartan race a couple of years ago, and for those of you who are familiar with these mud races, they basically suck, and I don't know why anybody would pay for them. But I've done like 5.
Do they?
Probably about 5 of them. Yeah, they cost like $70. But the Spartan was the worst. I did the Tough Mudder, which was 13 miles obstacle course, but it was 13 miles around like a golf course, pretty much through the woods. So it was mostly flat land. But the Spartan race was
pretty long.
Yeah, it was long. The Spartan race was 5 miles up Blue Mountain and down Blue Mountain. So if you can imagine, like, one of the obstacles, you had to take 2 painter's buckets full of stones and carry them up a hill and then back down a hill. And anyway, long story short,
how big is this hill?
It's Blue Mountain in Pennsylvania. It's like I guess the highest the hill, the actual hill. It was like the last part to get to the top, to get to the peak of Blue Mountain. So I mean, maybe like, I don't know, 50 yards, but still carrying 50 yards of.
So it was hard.
It sucked.
Plus, it went up too. It wasn't just
up. Yes.
Right.
Yeah. I mean, I wanted to just quit and go home many times. But anyway, the last leg of the race, you hop over fire, which is really safe in itself. You hop over burning hay bales, and then you run through these idiots with these jousting rods.
These idiots.
Big like Q-tips, and they're whacking you in the face, in the gut. My buddy Serge got whacked in the nuts. So they're swinging these things at you. So I just, like a fullback, crossed my arms, lowered my shoulders, and just ran right through. Well, one of the girls that was hitting me was Alicia, and like I realized it afterwards. And you're all muddy. So when I realized it was her, I went back over and like tried to get her to go, try to dump her into the mud. But she had a good time with it. But yeah,
do it.
Oh, I wasn't. I mean, I was going to be a full-out dick, even though she just whaled me with a giant Q-tip. Yeah, but anyway, she's a fun girl. I've hung out with her and Chris a couple of times, and she's one of these like girls that is nutty, but you want to like date her for a little bit because she seems like she'd be a lot of fun. Am I correct, Chris?
Yeah, she's quite fun. Yes.
She seems like she'd be like hard to handle a lot of times.
No, well, our thing was just we were just very socially different out. Like we got along with each other and things were funny and everything. But then when we go, well, at the time she did have like a not a drinking problem to the point where it's like a real but she what I always said was she didn't have a drinking problem, she just had a problem drinking. So when we would drink, she would just do like Jameson shots right away, and then she would want to leave early, and then I would be like, we're not leaving, and then she would end up saying or doing something so rude and causing a scene. So at that time it wasn't socially possible, but she has since got her license back from a DUI, and
oh wow, whoa, she's on the right track.
Yeah, she's good. She's
recovery.
Yes, she's had the job thing for a while, and she does personal training and stuff, and she's not drinking as much. So we chatted over Christmas and stuff, and we've always been open and friendly, fun, whatever. So
all right. Well, here's what I think. I think that we have a lot of material here between the three of us, because John, I mean, I lived with John for, I don't even know how many years. It felt like probably longer than it actually was, because, I mean,
it was only 1 year.
It was only 1 year, because when I think about the time that I spent in State College, I was just having this conversation the other night with somebody, as a DJ at Quick Rock. It wasn't even that long, but I lived so many different places and with so many different people that it felt like it was like longer than it was. So
yeah.
But we have some good stories compacted into this, and I've heard some of Chris's stories firsthand, and they're pretty crazy. So I think.
But also, I just thought it would be a unique thing that I haven't seen other shows do or whatever. But I always wanted to, with a couple of the girls that not like that I was ever serious or anything. Usually, I would say most are they're probably people that I never even did anything with, because it got to that point where now I want to talk to them and see if we can have an open, honest chat about like why, like what happened, why I was being like super awkward, or like what I didn't do that I should have.
Yeah, I'm sure this would be a great forum to do it.
I feel like boys and girls across the world want to hear an open, honest chat of like what goes through people's mind when you're sitting in the car and you don't know if you're supposed to kiss and you know, all mine end with me not making the move. So I just I think it'd be funny to hear a girl's perspective that can just say honest stuff.
Well, I have somebody in mind that I think we can.
Genius idea.
Yeah, I have a person in mind. I think we're on the same wavelength here, Chris, of who we could probably try to get on this. On this topic first, if you're talking about like not closing the deal, because there's a girl that you've been
different levels of closing. We can some stories get to a certain base and and others don't, and I think it's fun to figure out why.
Well, you mean base like first base, third, second, like
I was making a childish reference, which is probably half the reason why I don't end up doing that.
I still reference the bases.
Okay.
I got the third base this morning, actually.
John,
only third. It was a ripoff.
I remember this topic. I remember we had this discussion on the air.
It was like the first bit we did.
Yes, because what clue you in here, Chris. When I was on the, I sound like Glenn Turner because I'm talking about Glenn Turner, but he was our operations manager, right? And he was one of these guys. An operations manager was like the head of all the programming in radio. Now that was the only company I've been a part of that actually had an operations manager, and it's kind of funny because that company paid squat as far as salaries go, so I don't know why they had so many people working for them. But anyway, he used to stay all. I don't think he had a place to go to live, so he used to stay in the office
What?
All day. I mean, he was there at night, remember? Like, because that was the whole
Yeah.
reason why the kibosh got put on our little show, because I was the 7 to midnight host. John was on weekends, and John would stop in and hang out with me in the studio, and we would do bits together. And then when everybody got wind of this, they quickly shut it down. But anyway, we had a conversation.
They shut us down quickly.
Very quickly. I remember them
Lasted
saying,
like 3 days.
what is he, your producer? And I'm like, well, he's like in here
Yes!
generating ideas, and it didn't work out. But
They were so inventive. They were so forward thinking, that station.
so dumb, because it was like market 247. Like,
Yeah.
there was like 10,000 listeners, maybe max, like a cume.
Bunch of inbred hick rednecks were listening to us. It was so easy to entertain them, and we had them. And they blew it.
Needless to say, one of our first topics together was I remember the sniff test, because we were talking about when you're going down on a female, and you have that, like, the test where you're like, whoop, I better come back up. Let me make up an excuse why I didn't go all the way down. And I remember you saying about rounding the bases, and you're like, yeah, I'm almost there. Oh, no, I'm not quite there yet. Going back to the
Yeah, you're like,
box.
it's when a base runner is rounding third and realizes the throw is already to home, and he kind of stumbles and falls and runs back to third base.
Like, I can't go down there just yet.
Like,
Yeah,
no.
You need a friend or someone that knows her that can be like the coach on the side that's going, no.
Don't go down there. That's like an awkward situation, because what do you do? Like, I mean, because
I don't want to say names, but I have a close friend who was in that predicament.
Oh, really?
Oh.
He's a Pennsylvania friend, so I don't want to say names.
Oh, you have to tell me.
But he was in the predicament where he actually doesn't even do that almost ever normally anyway. So he was telling me he was finally decided, like, all right, I'm gonna try to like be good at this and like be a normal person. And so then he like went for it and got like real creeped out. And he honestly told me that because he was like he was drunk and stuff, so he normally throws up anyway when he's drunk. So he told me that he legitimately like had to go to the bathroom.
No.
He was like grossed out.
Wait, this is a girlfriend or a random girl?
Grossed out by
random.
the machine.
Yeah, he was, because he's normally not down there anyway.
Was she wiping back to front?
Oh no!
I don't know. The way he described it was just like a garbagey thing. So I've never experienced that. I don't get it.
God. Like hot garbage?
Yeah, like hot garbage.
Yeah.
Like
actually, no. This actually makes the story way better. Is that it was actually I don't know if it was a stripper or a server, but it was a girl that worked at Platinum.
Oh.
If she was a stripper, and I don't know, but it was definitely someone who you'd probably want to think twice before testing goods out.
Mm-hmm.
You could sense it through the clothes, like far away.
I don't know.
When they're near you.
No, like he was. I think he was about to go like start trying his new skill.
That's a whole different realm. If you could smell it through the clothes, that's bad. That's like not putting on deodorant, and you could smell your armpits on your shirt.
Yeah,
you get those little like hard yellow things in your armpits on your undershirts. Yeah, that's pretty bad.
I guess so. I mean, I don't know. He was also just like hated it to begin with. So I don't know if maybe that he just freaked out more than he should have. But
how old is this guy?
30. He turned 30 now. So at the time, I want to say like probably 26.
And what are his initials?
I'm not allowed to say.
Yeah, I've had girls that were really into it, and then girls who just were like, okay, come on up. That's all right. You get the little tap on your head, like, yep, that's it.
Yeah.
All right, good try. Come on, let's have the actual thing now. The actual thing.
I've found that it is strange as far as like you could do the exact same thing, and some will think it's like a tickle.
Yeah.
and then other people will, they'll say like, stay on that.
They'll put
like,
the pillow over their mouth.
I don't get it. I don't understand how it can be the same body part.
Right.
Because like if it's a dude, like you can pretty much do the same thing to a and it's gonna be cool. Like I get it. There's different styles, but at the same time, like it's still a body part that it should feel the same. But whatever.
It's too small to be that complicated.
Yeah.
What you're saying? I missed the whole. You're saying why women wouldn't like it?
Some react to it like it's the greatest thing in the world, and they're having multiple gasms, or they are just like, I
think it's more of like the feeling self-conscious. I mean, about what's going on down there. I mean, you have to know if you take off your underwear at night and you smell yourself that maybe you would advise your mate not to go down there with their face, right? I mean,
just say no. I don't like that. It's okay.
Yeah, I mean, like, or I don't feel real tighty today. I'm not feeling.
I appreciate the effort.
Yeah,
but you might not know, because it could be like when you go into someone's house, they have like their own house smell, and like they're cool with it, but then other people might not. They might just be like, that's a different kind of odd thing that's unique to you for some reason.
Yeah, no, if you take off your underwear and you smell yourself, we've all been there, Chris. After a long day, maybe when I used to landscape of, crapping in porta potties and sweating, you really want to burn your underwear at the end of the day. If you come to that point and you're a female, maybe you don't want guys going down there. You puking, John?
No.
John's driving.
Just thinking about it over here.
Yeah. I mean, there you go. Nice.
John's pleasuring himself.
Tell me more. Describe.
Yeah, right. Yeah.
Describe how bad was it?
Talk about the construction site.
Now, what would you do though? I mean, so you're down there, right? You're going down there, and you realize that it just doesn't smell quite right. Do you make up an excuse? Do you keep on going and just kind of hold your nose like you're jumping into like the shallow end of a pool? What do you do?
I would probably stick it out for a little bit and then try to move on as quickly as I could.
I shift the emphasis to the hands.
Okay.
And I slowly get the hell out of there. I'm like Beethoven on there.
Like retreat.
It's like a switch and move, bait and switch, whatever it's called, and she doesn't even notice. I think that's happened to me once. I was like, oh my God, I got to get out of here. What am I going to do? All right, let's use this hand, put this thumb here.
Indiana Jones with the bag of sand. Like you try to put the other one on without her noticing.
Yeah.
I removed the idol and replaced it with a bag of sand.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, I mean, I guess, well, I guess your friend too. I mean, if he's has an aversion to that, then something like that is only going to make things worse. If he has a fear.
Yeah, it's like certain guys.
That's another fun topic that Alicia could comment on, because before me, she had like a chick friend for a while.
Oh, okay.
So that's another fun.
She was batting on the other side of the plate.
Yeah, like maybe not like seriously emotionally, but she definitely.
It out.
Yeah, she got a taste of it.
Well, see, I feel like girls can do that.
Girls can do that. That's fine.
Yeah, girls can do that, and it's just like experimenting. It's fun.
Yeah,
but if a guy was like, "Yeah, I just took a break from chicks, and now I'm, banging."
Nope.
Dudes.
Yeah.
Yes, you're gay.
That means you're gay. That's why it's like guys can't be bisexual. Sorry, you're just gay.
Yes.
And like if a girl's involved, whatever. Okay. Not going to kick her out.
John, what are you eating now, man? You moved on from your grapes. What are you eating now?
I'm not eating.
I heard you eating. He got inspired.
Ham and pretzels.
Gee, ham and pretzels. You couldn't eat something like a piece of bread that's like soft. You have to eat like the most disturbing things while you're talking.
Well,
Cheetos, Cheez-Its, pretzels.
I've been really good with the mute button, but I got a little distracted there.
Why don't you eat before you do the show?
I do.
Can you eat
I
after?
Non-stop. All day long.
Are you noshing right now?
I'm noshing like a maniac. Smoked a little weed earlier, so give me a break.
Oh, there we go. Okay, that explains it. That explains it.
You can dump that part too.
But I think that would be
Are we allowed to? Am I allowed to ask? would it be inappropriate on this podcast right now to ask if Natalie has a history of trying chicks and stuff, or no? She some makeouts and stuff, or no?
Really put me on the spot. Now Natalie's looking.
Oh, I mean, again, you don't have to say like, crazy stuff.
You hear that? She's sitting on the couch right now, and she turned around right when I said that. She said she could hear her name come through the headphones.
Good.
So now I can't say anything. Chris,
No,
what do you know, Nat, if you ever made out with a chick? No comment?
Nah, that's a yes.
She said, don't even think about that.
True.
Protect her identity.
No, but I think that to change the subject and flip it back on you, Chris. Here, I think that we have to start doing this ASAP, and we got to get someone on the horn. And your job, in between your other jobs, is finding out if these women have Skype and if they want to do it. And we will call them up, and I will most likely not record anything because I don't know how to start the recorder when. So we'll probably not get any of it on record. But it'll be, a good try, right?
Be entertaining, yeah.
Yeah, for us.
Ourselves.
Mm-hmm.
I think it's going to be amazing. What are we going to do? Ask them, okay,
Oh, I basically...
Why did you deny him third base?
Yes.
Well, no, I just want to know, because I've been in so many, just awkward things where I know if I behaved like a normal guy, or like a normal date scenario, it probably would have gone like a whole certain way, more successfully. So I'm curious. Well, for instance, there's this one girl that we're still friends and stuff.
Story
but
time.
we hung out a couple times, and
do tell.
She was we even joked about it. Eventually, it got to that point where I wasn't getting hints or making moves, and so it got to the point where we even joked about we're gonna do whatever. It's just a matter of how. So
what?
So,
wait, what?
So it got to the point where we even I went over to her house, and we I was getting ready for the whole night. Basically, she was just you're staying the night. And
it sounds like American
point,
Pie. Is this the plot for American Pie, or is this really something that's happening? You're talking about things that
planning up to sex.
Yeah, leading up to the prom.
Because we hung out once or twice where I didn't do anything because I was very intimidated, and she was older and professional, successful, and I just the whole time I was in disbelief that that she was hanging out with me being a goofball idiot. So I think that's why. So I think that's why I didn't do anything, and then we eventually just kind of joked. I made a joke about myself, being a pussy, and I don't know, whatever. And so then it worked. We were still having a good time, and I was over and whatever. But here's the thing: is okay. So I had I was chewing gum, right? What? And we went. She was in the bathroom, brushing her teeth or something, and getting ready to, bedroom it up.
This sounds like the makings of a great story.
She was doing her ablutions.
Wait, what? You guys really? This is probably. I can tell you right now why this
she was
didn't work
flossing.
out. Yes. What?
No.
Why don't you just have
her
15 beers and then go at it? What is this?
Yeah, just get drunk.
She put on her nightie too. She put on her nightgown.
Why my stories I feel are going to be entertaining, because it's just me being an anxiety freak.
I'm already entertained.
Anyway, so I go in there and I'm joking around. All I know how to do is joke. I don't know how to do the whole seduction, flirty shit. That's all I do is I just until I have 100%, where I know what I'm supposed to be doing. I will always just the nerves in me will constantly be joking, and that's not a turn on.
I would love to be a fly on the wall.
Well, I know that's what I would like to discuss when we get her on the Skype. But anyway, so what happened was, we were kind of flirting and all this stuff, and then at one point, I thought it would be funny. I guess I don't know. I don't remember thinking about it, but at one point, I kind of spit my gum out in the air, I was throwing it away, but I just kind of went and it
that's the turn on right there, Chris.
It went at her. I did it in a funny timing way. However, I understand where it's it was just me being nervous and stupid. She got like really awkward and weird and like thought that she thought that I wasn't interested in her and I was trying to like avoid hooking up, but really it was the opposite. So at the time it was like so awkward and weird, and then it just turned into like, it went from like 100% sure thing to like, we're so lost right now. And eventually we just chatted, and then I was like, well, have a good night. I guess I'll be heading out. It was like ruining the most sure thing ever. And I somehow accomplished that. But we've since again joked about it and kind of whatever, got friendly about it. But
wait a minute.
It sounds
eventually
like you could get her back.
Sleeping over.
It sounds like
I think now she has a boyfriend again. But
so what?
Because this was before when I was. This is when I was first in LA, and then I went back east for a little bit. Then I came back out, and we eventually I did sleep over and stuff, but.
Wait a minute. So wait. Let's back up.
We can get into that.
Let's back up here. So the night was ruined.
Yes.
Because she brushed her teeth and she came out
and he went,
and you spit your gum at her, and that was it.
Sort of, sure.
And then you said, "All right, well, I'm sorry."
Yeah, that is where that led to, because I didn't know. She got like really weird and freaked out, which made me, obviously, if I wasn't making moves before, now I'm definitely not confident with making moves. So it turned into a situation where like we both didn't know why the other person was either offended or awkward, or we couldn't talk about it all right at that moment.
Oh,
so
you were just on completely different wavelengths.
Yeah, because she was thinking, she was upset because she thought I wasn't into her and I was trying to like avoid it. But right. I was thinking that she was pissed at me because I spit gum at her.
Wow.
Because I didn't want to, I was thinking that she took it as like a degrading thing. I never would think of that. I would never do that in my life. But that's how I just freaked myself out, and I was like, oh my God, I probably look like such a jerk or something.
Why do you think you are so hesitant? Why can't you pull the trigger? What girl from your childhood smashed your balls?
Well, I believe that it's because I was originally like I'm more comfortable like in a relationship. I'm
right.
not like I'm not comfortable doing the steps courting. That get you to
courting. Good word.
Like even even if you're dating and you already know that each other is interested, then that's great. I'm fine with that. But when it's just the first actual steps to show like, yes, I will go be physical with you.
Bone you.
It's that kind of thing that I'm more comfortable, joking and
just messing around.
Yeah. So until it gets to the point where, because they expect you at some point to like man up and do that.
Right.
And I never can get into that zone because I don't know. I just don't think it's necessary. I feel like you should be able to both just like have a great goofy time and then eventually start doing stuff. But
like how long?
Oh no, I don't. It doesn't matter. It could be in the first 10 seconds for all I care. It's
just
okay. It's just a matter of like it has to go. However, the vibe you're getting and conversations and sometimes
it's like if they want it, then just get it.
Yeah, sometimes girls will, if you make a joke about something, they'll like take it to the next level. But then I understand like, oh, okay. I mean, this girl's probably cool with. She'll be okay with me being an anxiety idiot. I can have fun. I don't need to be nervous. But
like they let you know early.
I'm not comfortable doing the like step by step, like trying to be suave, like making moves. I just refuse to be like that, like a typical thing.
Like the girls that are like, I'm going to make him work for it. I'm going to make you wait.
If that happens,
this vagina.
I don't do well with that. If I get the hint that a girl is like going by the book of how she thinks guys are supposed to act, it's just not going to go well.
No, I don't have time for that. I will go move on and find another one of you that looks better and is a lot easier.
Yeah.
Enjoy your books.
I don't mind that it's not like easy or whatever. It's just sort of like, I don't know. It takes a certain type of personality that I know I'm gonna either not be comfortable with or will be.
So what we want to do is pinpoint the moments where she was wanting you to unzip your pants and you missed it.
Yes, exactly.
I think, John, when we do have these females on, that Chris should not be allowed to say anything. That you and I ask the questions, like rapid fire, back and forth, asking these questions, and Chris just has to sit there and listen.
Yes. Yes, he will have his time, but the time is now for the woman to speak. Chris cannot speak until she is complete.
We'll run it like a courtroom. Like we'll be the prosecutors, and then Chris will have his time to defend after we grill her until she cries.
Yes.
We will make this female cry.
The gun did not hit you in the face. It hit you in the arm slightly.
And it was funny.
Well, you gotta figure out like the JFK, JFK getting assassinated. You gotta figure out the trajectory of the gum, whether you meant it for her face or over her shoulder, or you just like had a Tourette's outbreak and your gum just flew out as you were twitching. You know, and you didn't really mean to spit her.
It was like a, when you're, it's like if on camera or something, if people get like all stage fright or they don't even know what's up, and then when it's over, they're like, oh wow, I just like zoned out. It was pretty much like that. Like I freak out, and then like when it's done, I just think about like, oh yeah, that's what she was thinking. Like I don't get it at the time.
That was the moment.
Well, you know what I think here, John? I mean, I think I've heard better stories coming from you, Chris. I have a story in mind. We'll have to revisit.
Oh yeah, I'm holding back on the. This is just one that particularly makes me look bad. I'm okay with that.
Well, we'll build you up to make you look like a horrible person that just can't get any ass, and then we'll bring these women on, and you have some other crazy stories, John. I know we have some crazy stories together as well, and you know what? Well, not together. I mean, that sounded kind of awkward, but I mean, like, when we were like in the same. Never mind. You know what I mean.
State College, 2005 to 2006.
Yeah.
It was the greatest year of my existence, and it's all downhill from there. That was like the peak of my partying, time here on Earth.
Yeah. That
was it.
Yeah. That was a good time. So, I mean, I think we can come up with a lot of stuff for this. And I did want to include, because I wasn't recording that 15-minute conversation we had about music, one of the only times we talked about music, and I'm really pissed off because I wanted to incorporate, music into this as well, and our take, because we're all kind of.
We can again.
Yeah, so we'll have to, revisit that. So I think what we'll do is, Chris, I'm going to send you on an assignment. This is unpaid. It's kind of like an internship.
Yeah.
So you start thinking about the first girl that we want to get on this. Yeah, no credit. It's no credits internship. You won't get paid. It basically won't lead to anything.
It's just going to be something that'll be getting in your way consistently.
Yes.
Well, my mind is going to the gum girl. So maybe her, just so we can finish this, wrap it up. But
connect to the gum girl.
I think it would be excellent. I think if we can get her on. Now, what are the chances of us actually Skyping her next week? What do you think? Is she on the normal time zone, or is she somewhere in South America or something?
She's here. She's in L.A. But I don't want to say her occupation because I only know a few people with the occupation, so I don't know if it'll give it away. And
come on.
They may listen, or I don't know. But
what do you mean a few people with the occupation?
First lady.
Yeah.
Whatever. Just say it.
Secretary of State. First lady.
No, she's
Michelle Obama. Was it really, Chris?
Wow,
pretty nice, dude.
What a twist! What a reveal!
I know. I spit the gum, and then Secret Service tackled me.
Rock walked in.
Yeah.
They tasered me, and I was out.
No, she's a lawyer, so I don't know if what her schedule is like. Like if she's. She probably works until late afternoon.
Wait wait. So she's a lawyer. So if we start really grilling her, she will actually have a defense for this.
Wow.
She's trained in this nonsense.
She'll be able to bob and weave with us.
Yeah. This is gonna be a tough one.
Oh, this
But
will
see,
be great.
that's also why she's one of those like intimidating, but then also like was funny. But then when she wasn't funny, I couldn't tell if she was like mad or what.
She sounds like a rough.
Tricky personality. But
You know what's crazy is that Agnew dated a lawyer from my other podcast, Chris, one of my really good friends. His name is Mike Agnew. He just struggled with her. Like, it was just so hard to read her, and because I think their job is to just lie, so you never know. I don't think they even know anymore.
No.
yeah.
Plus, it's a whole different personality. Natalie's sister's a lawyer, and she was meant to be a lawyer. You know, it's like you can't argue. I mean, because they have a defense for everything.
Yeah, they're sharks.
This should be fun. What kind of lawyer is she?
I don't think I listened that much when we dated, or not dated, but went on dates. Anytime she would talk like business stuff, I would barely knew like what she was describing. So. Yeah. No, I mean, I
complex words.
I tried to listen, but I just don't know like about that field. So.
And throughout the conversation, you couldn't have been like every 5 seconds. What does that mean? Well, what does that mean?
Yeah,
what does that word mean?
Well, she knew that I was working on my Harvard thesis, so I didn't want to look like a big dummy. Then I didn't want to be like, oh, I am smart on paper, but I'm gonna ask you like everything. About stuff, what words mean and stuff.
So did she save the gum as like a piece of evidence?
Yes.
No, but she should have. That'd be fun. I'd like that.
Yeah, pictures and stuff. Horrific pictures of gum on the ground.
The toothbrush she used when she was brushing her teeth with gum.
The jury can't stand to look at the pictures. They're just totally horrified by this.
Yeah.
So okay, we'll work on getting her on here. You think we could maybe make this happen by next week?
Yes. I mean, I don't see why not. I just have to ask her what day would be best. It might not be a Thursday or
no. Just tell her to take off from work. Tell her to take a day off from work so she can do our podcast. All right.
Okay.
Well, beautiful. Yeah, really. Like, they're not that busy.
I know. It's not like they're doing anything real important that they had to have a 3-year degree on top of their bachelor's for.
Well, she did say that she wants to like quit soon. She did say she wants to stop doing that. So maybe I could convince her that the podcast is worth a life change.
Yeah. Never know where this could go to. What are you eating now, John? It sounds like you're opening some sort of tinfoil Girl Scout cookies. Are you on too? What's going on here?
I'm getting the bottled, like, you know how you have like bottles of water?
Yeah.
They're like plastic. I'm getting it out of the fridge.
There couldn't be more annoying things that you could open during. Why don't you just crumple tinfoil in your mouth?
There's no dead air on this show, and that's thanks to me.
Just turn on the TV with static.
I'm just,
we can have that
rolling around on my bubble wrap bed.
What are you talking about? I don't even know what you're saying. I don't hear anything.
Folding tinfoil just for fun. All right, fellas. Well, let's do this.
I gotta get my pan here.
All right, let's do this. Let's bank on next week, and I guess we'll figure out some schedules here because we seem to be very off. John has a date night on Wednesday for some reason.
Shit.
Every Wednesday.
Why do you have a date night, John? I'm only asking this because I'm inquisitive. Why do you have a date night when you can have a date night any other night? Like, what's Wednesday that you need to be a date? Is it like a must-see TV or something?
No, it's just like we have to pick a day, and we just have to stick to it because you can get lazy if you're like, oh, yeah, we'll have a date night once a week. Well, you'll, like, skip those, and I don't know. I just think it's good to – dude, we go to this bar. We, like, walk to it. We can walk to it from our apartment. And we sit there. We get a couple cocktails. We get, like, an appetizer or two or, like, maybe share an entree for, like, 2.5 hours, and then we're done.
So couldn't any night be a date night? Like, if you don't have kids, couldn't any night be a date night, realistically?
Of course. And we kind of take it for granted that we live together, so we're, like, never together on the weekends. You know, we're like, it's just because we live together, we don't have to hang out all the time. But we should at least go and just be alone together one night a week, and that's Wednesday. Because I'm sure when we have kids, we won't be able to do that.
That's true.
That schedule won't be available, so it's like, all right,
why stick to a particular day? Why not
because it's easier to schedule. Like now,
remember.
Yeah, because I wanted to do the podcast last night, and then I was like, oh shit, this is only the second week that we came up with this idea, and I'm already skipping it.
Well, I just thought it was funny
maybe. Oh, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
No, I was just gonna say I think it's funny that you have date nights because usually, when we have date nights, it's a night that we can drop the kid off at our, I don't want to say the kid. We can drop our son off at, sound like drop the kid off. But I mean,
throw the kid out.
Yeah, just leave him on the side of the road. But I mean, on one of the in-laws, then we actually make it like a scheduled date night. It's like a date type thing. But I mean, so I was just trying to figure out why you had to do it. You have to schedule it when couldn't you be on a Friday night hey?
Yeah, of course.
Let's go out and
we could do 2 dates in 1 week, but we're at least gonna get 1 a week.
Mm-hmm.
It's good. It's good for the it's just good. It's
good for
good for the team.
It's good for your penis.
I don't have date nights. I like to chew gum most nights of the week.
And then
doesn't work out. Doesn't work out most nights.
Was it Trident at least, or maybe that fruit stripe gum?
Oh, nice.
Like Wrigley's is good.
Big League Chew.
Oh, I love Big League.
Yeah,
put the whole thing in there until my jaw's about to snap.
So my jaw's about to snap. Oh man! All right. What are you doing now? Eating carrots? What is going on here?
Who, me?
Yeah. What the?
I'm not doing anything.
God.
What are you talking about? I'm not doing anything at all.
It sounds like you're washing. Are you washing lettuce? What are you doing now?
I don't hear anything at all.
Are you cooking up something that smells funky but is still fresh?
Oh, maybe a can of tuna?
Tuna!
Wait, you stole my line.
Well, no, you were just supposed to say it. That was the hint for you to wrap it up.
Good sign off. All right. Well, that was a brilliant show, and I'm looking forward to next week, guys. Even though it smells funky, it's still fresh.
Like tuna.